那你说话声音怎么大一点？然后
但我不想太大，因为他们等下会安静下来。你只要听一下，就是录声音的这个，因为它离我近，所以
这你能录到他们讲话？
能吗？
所以你录声音大点，会导致我正常讲也不会录不到他们讲话。
一二三四五，哦，但我，
没关系，刚才调声音好了。
我翻了个白眼。
OK。
I think love means sharing. It's not only about sharing thing, objects you have, things you love, but also about sharing feelings and sufferings. I mean, experience. Yeah, sometimes you share. When we were little children, we may want to share some toys with our friends. I think this is kind of love, and when we grow up, we become much more. We need to experience more complex. We need to experience more complicated things. Then we will have all kinds of feelings like sometimes we may feel so disappointed. Then we may want to share this feeling with some friends or family members. Then this time we are not sharing things we love, but sharing things we don't want to bear by ourselves. But I think this is also a kind of love. Yeah.
So do you have a moment that you feel like, that you have a strong feeling that you feel like, I am loved? What is that?
Yeah, the most recent experience I had, I feel a lot about love is last summer. I went back to my hometown after graduation from college, and my grandpa at that time was at hospital because of cancer, and I think at that time, all the family members know that he will die in a couple of months. So, because I need to come to U.S. After the summer, so I try to spend much time with him. So he I think he's a good example of sharing things with other people and showing his love. When I went to the hospital, and he knew that I studied photography when I was in college, and he was also interested in photography, and he went to the university for the old people and took classes, and so he always went outside and took some photos, and he actually had an album of his work. So when he knew that I will visit him, he told, though he was at hospital and did not have the album, he told my mother to go back to his house and get the album for me, because he wanted to show me like his work, the photos he was proud of, and I knew that at that time I feel like he was so eager to share all these things for me, and I want to show my love towards him. So I actually, there are like dozens of photos, but I looked at the photos one by one, and I talked to him, and we like had a discussion about whether the photo is good or not. But basically I would say, oh, I really love this photo, this is really good. And you know, people with cancer, they usually do not have, they usually feel pain. They are painful and they need to go through terrible things. So most of the time they are not happy. But that afternoon, I remember that my grandpa was so happy, and he even ate a bowl of rice. Usually, he has stomach cancer, so he probably cannot take so much. But at that afternoon, he finished his dinner. Yeah.
So
So I'm so glad that I could spend that afternoon with him and show that I think this is a good way to show my love toward him. Yeah.
So, do you think so what was his reaction when what do you mean your love is for him at that time?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you think family love or your love to him mean to him?
I think I do not know his feeling, but I think he might see that it's great that his granddaughter love things that he loved. So this is like we are sharing the same hobby, and we can have some common experience, and I think that's good because people always love to have some people having same experience, so they have a common topic and they may understand each other better compared to other people.
Do you think why do you think people try to spend like a lot more time when somebody's dying than when they're alive?
You mean they are going to die,
Yeah.
and you want to spend more time? Because you are never gonna spend more time with him after the death, right? So you need to cherish every chance. So I mean, my grandpa's the experience with my grandpa actually reminds me of how much time I might have with my other family members, like with my grandma and my parents, because because young people always want to go outside and finish their goal, their dreams. It's the temptations the temptations outside. There are so many, so sometimes you just don't want to go home, and sometimes you will feel that you feel that you can live well by yourself and you don't need their support at all. And sometimes when they call you, you even get impatient. But I think the reason that you can become the person today is because they spend so much time. When you were the reason that you can become a person today is because they spend so much time with you when you were young. So I think for me, I always want to spend time with them whenever they need me, or sometimes even they do not need me. So basically, I will call my parents like twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, talk to them. I still remember last week when I called my mother twice that week. my mother told me that she was having fun with her friends, so she doesn't want to talk to me. So after hanging up the phone, I felt kind of disappointed, but I still feel that I want to do this. I want to call them, even though they do not have time to talk to me. But I know that they will always, deep in their heart, they will always want to talk to me. Yeah, so communication is important, and spending time with them is important. I think it's kind of like spending time with your interviewees. Like you want to build a relationship and maintain the relationship with them. And it might not be a proper, but I don't know. Yeah.